Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to be talking about Ellshra, the new MR that is releasing alongside Raldor. She's a unit I'm personally excited about and is the highest rated MR unit in JP. So let's go ahead and talk about it. On the surface, Ellshra does not look like anything we haven't ever had before. Primary job is going to be Time Mage. Secondary job is Rune Knight and White Mage. I feel like it is a dime a dozen the amount of Time Mages and White Mages that we have had. But what's really different here is the access to Rune Knight sub job and the access to a incredibly powerful mastery ability. Her primary weapon is going to be rods, and she also has access to hat, clothes, and accessories. Her TMR, the T Marasi, is a rod that has HP 107, Magic 102, Evasion 7, and increased acquired JP 30% for self. So this is going to be one of the few items in the game that can increase JP on individual units. Very similar to, I believe it's Ravi's sword that increases JP for any wielder. You can also now get it for a staff as well. Her mastery ability, which is really powerful, gives increased HP 10% for light allies, increased light attack 10 for light allies, increased magic 20% for self, and increases accuracy 15 for self. Her board stats are beautiful as well, with magic plus 91 and increased magic 20% for herself. Her resistance of elements, of course, she's going to be 15% weak to dark, which is quite significant. 10% weak across the board to slash, pierce, and strike, 5% to missile, and she has a 5% resistance to magic. So she's not going to be taking a beating for very long from any unit. Her status element resistance, though, she does have 50% resistance to sleep. She is weak to slow. She has a 50% resistance to stop. So very similar to Raldor, she does have the stop immunity, and she also has 10% disable resistance. Just instead of confusion resistance, she does have sleep resistance, which we don't have a lot of units that can resist sleep. Particularly as you climb the tower, you will notice that. So always having more sleep resistant units is going to be good. Now, we don't have a limit break for her, so we're going to jump right into her support abilities. Null CT, of course, is going to be what it's always been, which is niche, but also used quite often. Runes of Fierce Light increases light attack 25 for self and decreases dark resistance 5% for self. You're going to be setting this. She's mostly an offensive mage, a combination of like support and offense. High speed chanting, you're probably going to be setting this as well, but you might also be setting the other Rune Knight passive, which is Spirit Penetration 40 for self and increases accuracy 20 for self. This is going to make her very high accuracy with very high damage, particularly if paired with the other spell. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Rune Knight. Paired with the other Rune Knight support ability. Now, her counter abilities have slow counter, magic conversion, and regenerator. All of you know that I am a huge fan of slow counter, and I 100% believe setting slow counter is the best way to go. Her primary kit, this is what makes her so powerful, is that in her primary kit, she has access to both Quicken and Stop, Meteor and Comet, and Immobilize, right? Abilities like Haste, Slow, Levitate, Spatial Transition are all limited to her sub-Time Mage ability. And you might not actually want those anyway. So being able to have access to Quicken in the primary kit makes her a beast. Now, Rune Knight, which is her really damage potential, right, for her sub-jobs, gives her access to Drain Evoke, Banish Sword, Hazard Spell. Drain Evoke, if you didn't know, gives magic 100% for one turn, and slash resistance penetration 40 for one turn. Hazard Spell increases magic 50% for 3 turns. Light Crushed Runes decreases light resistance 38% for 3 turns to target. Hazard Slash, 225% modifier light slashing attack. These are all insanely powerful and potentially making her a very powerful offensive unit, right? Maybe support in the backline with Quicken. When the enemies get near, Drain Evoke has such a high range, she'll just start popping Drain Evoke, leading right into a Hazard Slash, obliterating the opponent. Hard to go wrong, right? I think she's incredible in this regard. Now, if you also wanted her to sub White Mage like every other Time Mage in the universe, you can, of course, have her sub White Mage as well. She will have access to Esuna, Cura, Cure, Protect, Raise, Shell, Curada, and Curaga. No access to full life, but that's okay because you're probably not going to be subbing her White Mage because she's really kind of designed to be like this quicken monster that can also deal damage. I'm actually really curious if we are going to see her in Arena quite often because I think she kind of has that power level where she might fit into match PvP, class PvP, arena, guild battles. I'm wondering if you're going to be seeing like builds with her involving that. So I'm very excited. I'm stoked to have her. And I think she's going to be this incredibly powerful MR unit. In terms of her equipment, don't forget that we also have Prunus Lamina now, which in addition to giving her magic attack up is also going to give her light element attack up. So it's going to be very powerful for modifying those Rune Knight abilities, right? Because some of those Rune Knight abilities are considered slashing attack, like Hazard Slash and Banish Blade. So being able to have light modification on your equipment just makes her so much more powerful. You can always throw the Magicite TMR on her as well for more spirit penetration. Platinum Rod if you just don't have anything else. Throw on the Luminous Armlet as well for more power. You could also throw on Salir's TMR. Like, it doesn't stop. She's going to be an incredibly powerful unit to gear because all of this equipment, pretty much everybody has vision cards, light attack up, magic attack up, magic up. You could also put on like the Black Rose Helena card for additional agility while also giving her access to potentially a very high magic attack, right? I mean, it's going to be great. She pairs with any light element unit. She doesn't even have to pair with light element units, though, because she has access to Quicken, and she's kind of a beast on her own. Espers are a little bit interesting. I do think Soul Flayer, or Mind Flayer, sorry, and Igaion are going to be the best Espers for her. They're kind of the Rune Knight Espers, I would say. Otherwise, you can equip Diablo, Shiva, or Rama and get a similar effect. Really think you should probably lean in on Igaion and Mind Flayer, though, because they don't get enough attention and they don't get enough love. All right, guys, if you aren't sold on her as a unit, I'm actually more excited for her than I am for Raldor, just because I feel like Fist meta is a little weird, a little different, a little awkward. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. You can support me by going to dig.gs/coins or dig.gs/offer. As always, everyone, we will be streaming tonight. We're probably not going to be polling, though, but make sure you swing by the stream between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Pacific time, and we'll be having a good time. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day.